Good afternoon. My name is Alfonsina Cruz Navarro. I study international relations. So today I am going to interview Alvaro Salinas. This year he will conclude the university. Alvaro, do you talk with your internships, please?
Yes. Hi, Alfonsina. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Well, my first internship was in the Red Peruvian Cross. And nowadays, I have the opportunity to work in the Ministry of Health.
Okay. Well, would you like to start the interview?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well, the first question is, what experience you to study this career?
Well, it's an interesting question, to be honest. Since I was a teenager, I was fascinated by global events, global issues, and kind of felt local realities. Um, and I want to know how decisions made in international spaces like the United Nations or regional organizations could impact people's daily lives. And I chose international relations basically because I wanted to know that. I wanted to understand those global dynamics, those global issues, and can be part of efforts and create solutions. And maybe solution in relation with cooperation or maybe the diplomacy that is could be a channel to get that. And especially interested in how international efforts can improve health systems or protect maybe human rights or promote peace. So I get it to me.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Well, the next question is, what do you think are the biggest challenges of this career, in your opinion?
Well, the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges, in this way, it's the complexity of international negotiations, because countries often have different priorities, can be of different interests or political systems, and which make reaching agreement difficult. It's the real truth. So
Yeah.
also the impact of your work might not visible immediately or direct, so you have to wait, and it requires a long-term vision. You have to wait to be the results. Well, other another challenge it could be is that staying informed. It could be
Yeah.
about many global issues, many global problems in the reality basically, and that can be changed international context. So maybe the first point is you have to enter the on internet, surfing on internet, put nowadays what is the problem in international systems, and maybe you can find some news, some point of views of some scientists. So the idea is you have to be informed.
Yes, I think this because when you start this career, the information is also you need to organize this. Well, the next question, in your experience, what skills do you think are the most important if you search for internships?
Well, the first is good communication skills are essential, because both speaking and writing clearly and professional way is important. And you also need to be proactive, not only active, proactive, because you have to willing to learn. You have to be able to work in team. Um, if you are proactive, you want it, and you can have the ability to never give up. And research skills are important because many internships involve analyzing documents, writing reports, preparing brain films, or it could be in relation with that. Other skills or other could be important part of this research. It's organized and showing real interesting in international
Yeah.
maybe problems with that. For example, I know LinkedIn is a open platform that you can find some opportunities, but we know there are a lot of there are many opportunities in different places that you can find it. For example, on internet you can find a lot of that, and you have to be obviously never give up, and every day enter on internet and search. Maybe today you don't find nothing, but tomorrow could be we find it.
Yes, I think the same. Well, other question is, do you think this career contributes to society?
Yes, of course, absolutely. International relation is a career that promotes understanding and cooperation among nations. It helps building agreements, obviously, and policies that address problems like poverty, climate change, conflict, health crisis. So even though a lot of work happens behind the scenes, it has a real impact in our right, especially in areas like human rights, development. So it's a way to contribute to social from a global perspective.
Yes, I think the same. This career is contribute to the society. Well, the other question is, do you think moon topics are important enough to be read in the school?
Yes, of course. I love Moon, the model of United Nations. I started Moon maybe when I was 11 years old. And I think Moon topics are essential because they help young people understand the complex international problems, but in easy way, really. But it's important because, for example, climate change, armed conflict. Maybe you can talk about that topic in hours, but it's more easy that you can give the opportunity to young people, young generations, and say, yes, talking about that, but in an easy way, but talk. And these debates also teach important skills. For example, negotiation, public
Yeah.
speaking, what else? Leadership, teamwork. It's good for the young people, young generation. If students are exposing of that topics in early way, maybe they will develop a global mindset, global mind perspective, and sense of responsibility to work around them.
Yeah. Well, in your experience, because you have two internships. Well, what was your biggest challenge when you looking for internships?
Well, nice question. Because my
Yeah.
biggest challenge was getting for my first experience. Most organizations, most works ask for the simple question: what is your previous experience? What
Yeah.
was your first work? And if you are like me and you didn't work or it was your first time, so it's a bit difficult because when you are just
Mm,
starting out, you don't know how to say that. But that idea is show your soft skills. That is a good way because I had to
yes.
be persistent first and say many applications, never give up, and show that even though I didn't have experience yet, but I had a strong interest in cooperation and global issues. And that can be a balance. Maybe you don't work, but could be a final balance. When I got my first internship and the rest cross, everything could be in the first difficult, but maybe then can be more manageable and new doors started to open because maybe you have to or you can be part of the experience of that.
Yes, maybe if you don't have experience, the skills is are the more important. But
Yes.
well, the next question is: from which semester do you think it's the ideal to start to looking for internship? The best cycle, for example.
Well, from my experience and my recommendation is, I believe the fifth, the sixth, the seventh semester is a great time to start. By then, well, you already have a solid foundation, a solid knowledge in international theory and current global affairs. You have the time to be or to put it in practice. So you're also more maybe ready to take on professional responsibilities. And I think the fifth, sixth, seventh age, it could be a way to say, yeah, why not? Because starting early helps you gain experience, help you can receive experience in different way, obviously gradually, but better prepare for more advanced role. For example, maybe when you are in the last semester, in the last opportunity to build, well, before you graduate, you can face on new roles, new responsibilities because you had experience in the fifth, in the sixth semester.
Okay. Well, when previously you talked about for this, but the next question is: where was your first internships and what were your responsibilities?
Well, good question. My first internship was at the Red Peruvian Cross in the cooperation area. Well, I support the communication with international partners, with international stakeholders, I help organize humanitarian projects and assist in different maybe reports and documents relation with cooperation. After that, I did another internship at Ministry of Health, where I work in nowadays on international health cooperation programs. In there, I help coordinate with international agencies, review project documents, what else? Support the technical teams in different ways, for example, meetings and foreign organizations.
Okay. Well, question is curious for me, but what inspires you to choose an NGO for your internships?
Well, I wanted to understand how international cooperation works directly with communities, with families, with students, and well, I knew that NGOs can give me that opportunity. And NGOs like the Red Peruvian Cross are involved in the reality, on the ground projects. So they have a strong humanitarian focus. That inspired me because I couldn't. Well, I could see how global efforts translate in local impact in local communities. What else? It was also a great way to develop maybe the practical skills and learn about the challenges of managed cooperation in complex situations. Like maybe, Red Peruvian Cross works in different ways with students and teach maybe how can help with in different crises. Or you are bad and you're sick, so I can give you and create an impact on society.
Yeah. Well, the final question is: do you think languages are a strength in this career?
Yes, of course. Yes, definitely. And my recommendation is start learning a new languages, a new way to understand the world, understand other cultures. Maybe, for example, languages are the key tool in international relations. English is
English,
essential
yes, it's more
for
important.
almost every opportunity. So maybe in our situation, English is yes or yes, not
Yeah, yes,
optional.
yes, or
Yeah,
yes.
and
It's
you
more
have to
important.
know English. You must know English because if part of your work, maybe if you wanted to work in an international organization, you have to know English because it's part of the
Of the life.
necessary ways. Yes.
Yes.
Other languages such as French, Portuguese, Arabic, Chinese, that is so important,
Chinese, yes, Chinese
can
is more
really expand
important.
on your options and other opportunities. Languages not only help to communicate,
Yes,
languages also understand different cultures and build
yes,
better maybe relationships or networking. So it can be really, really so important.
yes. Okay, Alvaro, thanks for your time for the interview.
You're welcome, Afosina. Thank you so much.